Hi everyone, Vickie here, Rock and Roll Prophetess. Thanks for joining me for the March of 2017 Taroscope with Animal Totem reading, free readings for YouTube. As always, we're going to use my deck, the Rock and Roll Tarot deck, for the tarot readings. Then we're going to pull one card from the Beast Mistress Oracle cards, also my deck, for each sign of the zodiac. Check out my site. You can find out how to get the decks and the books. If you're into love readings, and this month I'm going to be on Vimeo. I do Vimeo love readings specifically every month. For March, I am using the Hanson Roberts deck, which many of you remember used to be my main deck that I always use in the videos, and I know a lot of you, this was a favorite deck. And where people didn't like it when it went away, some didn't. But I'm using the Rock and Roll Tarot deck all the time. I use a smaller deck on there because I lay out a lot of cards for those love readings, and I give it, I give it a lot of, it's from two perspective, and it's a lot more, I need a lot more space and a lot more room. It's $2 and some change. Head over to Vimeo. In the meantime, we're going to do the March free readings on YouTube are coming up next after a brief message on how my readings work. If you know how my readings work, go ahead and skip ahead. I look forward to doing your reading for March. First of all, I want you to take time to gaze upon each card. There are messages in the image and text. Pause the video if you have to, because the words will shift and change to reveal a message that is just for you. This is Empowerment Tarot. I'm not here to tell you how to lead your life, and no one should. Trust your own intuition and allow your guides and angels to speak directly to you. If this reading does not resonate with you, be sure to check your rising and moon sign for further insights and illuminations. Finally, as to the court cards, which represent the people in the spread. Because this is a general reading for so many people, the court cards will not be gender specific. So even though I may refer to a queen as a female, as she is represented on the card, it really could be anybody in these general readings. So now without further ado, on to... Hi Sag! Thanks for joining me for March of 2017 Taroscope with Animal Totem. That one comes first. That's the second time those two came out together. That's strange. Well, maybe not strange, but interesting. Sagittarius, one more for Saggy. One more Saggy. Okay. I'm going to keep my tablet on in case I want to look things up. I've been just looking them up as we go. Okay, so here's your spread, your cards for March. Well, it says that things have been out of balance right away when we see this Temperance in reverse in the first card out. So things have been out of balance. Things are not, and haven't been in sync, but it feels like this is going to bring things back into balance. And these people, you've got people around you, all in the upright position. You've got the Queen of Rods, fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sag. You've got the Queen of Cups, water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Water, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. This month, we are moving from water to fire, and that occurs on the vernal equinox, or the, the spring equinox. It can be, or autumn if you're in the southern hemisphere. But it's a change of seasons, and it's the new beginning because it's Aries. It's the first sign of the zodiac. It's the new beginning of change of seasons, a new year for real, new year. So that could be a big time for you. That could put things back into balance. But I also want to say that it's people too. That some of the people you're going to be with are going to put things back in balance. Particularly these two. Now if you watch the intro, you would know that gender doesn't really count in this, but the Queen and the King, they go together. And this is the masculine and the feminine, and they're next to each other, and they're working in harmony together, and they are in balance, So I do feel like that this is going to be some kind of a bringing together or balancing out of male and female energies, of whatever's out of balance here with you, for whatever has been with this Temperance in reverse over here, to start with. There does seem to be some big victory coming in here for you around that fire sign time. So again, that's the 20th, and then beyond the 20th as well. The other thing is we'll have a new moon in Aries on the 27th. There's another key date. So this fire energy comes in. The Queen of Rods would bring in this fire energy. there comes this chance for advancement. This is the central card, the one in the very center. So sometimes that can be the central issue in this spread. So triumph, victory, making some kind of progress, being chosen, being getting the promotion, getting the advancement, getting coming out the winner. If there's some kind of a competitive thing or something like that, people are taking notice of you. You're surrounded. That's one of the things I want to tell you, that people are really taking notice of you, and in a good way. So put your best foot forward and show what you got. Enter. You got to enter these things. You can't. You got to vie for that. You got to try out for that job. Try out for that team. Enter that art show or that contest. Enter. You got to put your best foot forward. I just keep seeing here, and people will take notice. And somebody's making you an offer. An offer is coming. This is also the card of spirit communication too. So it can be whatever this thing is, that there is a little bit of the spirit communication involved in it. Or sometimes this can be also not listening to your guides and angels and whatnot. So it can be like, maybe you weren't quite in tune, you were a little bit off. I keep wanting to look at these steps and these feet, So maybe you're a little off step, or not quite on the right foot put your best foot forward, or the foot on the path or something. But now you're kind of getting centered and tuning into it and feeling it in. This also can be a sign of a spiritual child, not incarnate, a spiritual, like a spirit of a child who's not incarnate, either going to be born or has already passed in some cases. With the Six of Cups, though, sometimes it's going to be born. These are two cards that can indicate children. So for some of you, you may have a baby showing up. If not you, and then maybe, somebody else that you're close to, somebody in your family or something like that. For a lot of you, it's the second child, too, I want to say, too. Like somebody's going to have a sibling, a little brother or a little sister. Like if there's only one baby, then another one is coming. Six of Cups also talks about, we have a couple sixes here, too, don't we? We have 6 and a 6. But anyways, Six of Cups also talks about being reunited. So this could be old friends that you haven't seen in a long time, getting back together with them. It could also be about you reclaiming some childhood thing that you wanted. You wanted to, some childhood dream that you always wanted to do, and now you're coming at it again, and the opportunity's coming around again. I think over here that things were not in balance because maybe you were, taught to, there's a piece of wax on there from that candle, it's still going. But you maybe were taught to, to be it. Sometimes society is unbalanced, society is unbalanced, and a lot of times we're suppressed and everything. This feels like, because it's not really relevant, I took it out of this card, but in the original deck, the sun is really shining on this. So it's like this emanating, this glow, this bubble of being who you really are and letting yourself shine and everything. So getting back to this childlike wonder, childlike wonder can be a part of it too. And this is very much that kind of an energy too. Fire, new, Aries, spring, the new beginnings, children. It all ties in, it all ties together. So a long time thing is going to be broken free of. That's what this card means. A long time stalemate, but now it's going to break free. And you're going to be back to this state of joy. This feels good. Childlike innocence, I want to say, but not in the sense of being naive in a bad way, like being foolishly naive and being duped or tricked, but in a way of being really open and receptive and really wide-eyed and open, like that, and creative. It's definitely a card of creativity. A decision has to be made. I mean, you could be making the decision, but I feel like for most of you, this is going to be an outside decision being made about this. Like you enter the contest and you come out the winner or one of the finalists. You try for a job and you get the job. You enter, you're trying to get whatever you're trying for, that a lot of people may be trying for. The decision comes down the pike and looks like in fire, and bam, you got it. You got it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and, oh, by the way, this deck is sitting over here because of Lots of Love. I do Lots of Love on Vimeo. If you want specifically a love reading, I give from 2 different perspectives. I use a different deck every month, and this month it is the good old Hanson Roberts, and I know a lot of you really liked this deck when I used to use it on the YouTube videos. it's nice and small, so I'm only using smaller decks. I change it up every month because I have to add a lot of cards in that. But head over for Vimeo for $2 and some change. You can. I was just going to pull the top card, but you can find that on Vimeo if you want to get a love reading. But let's go on and finish this one for Sag, the animal totem for Sag. The crow or the raven. Yeah, raven's magical. It's one of my main totems. Myth, magic, legend, lore. The raven is calling you to awaken to the mystery and enchantment. It is time to shape-shift your life into what you want it to be. Well, yeah, there is seem to be some shape-shifting here. In the mystery and enchantment, don't question too much, I want to say. You know, you don't have to question. You don't have to... Don't put up blockages where there need not be blockages. You know, awaken to the mystery and enchantment. There's a lot of people showing up here that are very favorable for you, and Raven is magic. Raven is also a message from Spirit. The ravens bring the message. It's in Game of Thrones too, but it's in a lot of different things. It's in Celtic mythology and lore. It's in the Native Americans. The ravens, because they talkers, they talk so much, you know, and the crows and the ravens, they bring the message. So there are messages coming from Spirit. Pay attention to them. Listen to them. I'm hearing heed them, of all things. Yeah, but it looks like changes. Anything competitive looks really good. A lot of people are kind of gathering around that they want to see what you can do, and you're not going to disappoint. That's the thing I get too. This could also be your own children too. Like if your child's trying to get into a college, or your child is on a sports team, or grandchild, or whoever, you know, could be like that. It might not be just about you, because with all this children energy around, could be maybe in the field of children. If you do write children's books, or you're a teacher, or you know, camp, or you know, you're dealing with actual children, even if they're not your own flesh and blood, can be having to do with that as well. Okay, hey Saggies, check out the Vimeo readings. If this didn't really vibe to you, then check out your rising and moon. Go check out my site too. If you go up here, you can find out everything on the website. If you want to get any of my decks, the Rock and Roll Tarot, the Beast Mistress, any of these books. The coloring books, by the way, are more than just coloring books. They're workbooks for spiritual growth. They have journal, there's activities kind of like in there too. So it's more than just a regular adult coloring book. Although there are it is a coloring book. And if you like the animal totems, I post a daily one on my site. All the links are in my site or below on Facebook too. Follow Rock and Roll. Sorry, Raven. Rock and Roll Prophetess on Facebook. I do a weekly animal totem if you like these totem cards. Hey, thanks for everything you guys do, including hitting that subscribe button, purchasing my wares, liking, sharing, commenting. Everything you do that keeps these readings, donating these readings on YouTube free every month. I'm charging a nominal fee for the love reading because it is really a lot more work on my part. So anyways, have some fun. I'm seeing that. Remember, you are love and beauty incarnate. And have a great month of March. I'll speak to you soon.